Hi, welcome to Boorman Lawyers. Today we are going to look at a low-range drink driving offence that we appeared on in the Beenleigh Magistrates Court.
G'day, it's Josh Boorman here from Boorman Lawyers. Today I just want to have a quick chat to you on this very hot Brisbane day about a matter that I've just come out of Beenleigh Magistrates Court to deal with. It was a low-range drink driving offence. They call it a drive over the general limit but under the middle range limit, where my client's blood alcohol reading was 0.075, so it was probably in the middle section of the low-range category. My client had been on a road trip with his brother. They'd been travelling out far west, Queensland, Central Australia area, and they'd pulled into a little rural town for the night. My client had had a number of drinks from about 4 p.m. till 10 p.m. the night before retiring to bed. He got up the next day, he felt fine, he didn't feel hungover, intoxicated, and he sincerely believed that since about 12 hours had passed since his last drink, he would be okay to drive his vehicle, and he sincerely believed he would be under the limit. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't. Police were conducting RBT patrols and set up on the outskirts of this rural town, and he was pulled over, and very much to his shock and surprise, he was over the legal limit at 0.075. The matter was set down initially out at Longreach Magistrates Court. What we did is we were able to have the matter transferred closer to where my client lives at Beenleigh Magistrates Court, and that's why I've just come out of the sentence hearing there today. Ultimately, my client instructed me, and we put evidence before the court that my client works as an independent contractor in the tradie industry. He's very reliant upon his driver's license to be able to carry out his job and work. And he's married, he's got 2 young kids, his wife doesn't work, he's the sole income earner for that family. So very concerning times that he was facing quite a lengthy period of time off the road. Unfortunately also for him, he did have a prior drink driving offence only about 4.5 years ago, and because it was within the last 5 years, it does mean that he's a repeat offender, and that this low-range drink driving offence would be classed as a second offence, which automatically increases the penalties and disqualification periods. It also means that he's precluded from applying for a restricted work licence in Queensland. So our ultimate goal there today was to try and get a reduction of disqualification period so he could get back on with his life and back on the road to help provide for his family again in the near future. The disqualification period that he was looking at was anywhere between the minimum period of 3 months right through to 18 months off the road. And we were certainly hoping to get a significant reduction in that regard. When it came before the magistrate, we tendered a number of documents of evidence. We provided to Her Honour a letter of apology from my client. We also arranged for my client's wife to prepare a letter of support in favour of him, just to show how they really rely upon him at home. They've got 2 kids and he's a responsible, caring, loving father and husband. We also got a letter from the managing director of the major company that he contracts for. And this went a long way to show that and prove and confirm to the court that he does require a license to be able to travel from site to site and perform his job. So they were all good character reference and letters of support which we were able to tender to the court, which were received well by the magistrate. The other big step that my client took was to go and undertake a traffic offenders program. Now this is the 1-day program, which has just been introduced to Queensland. It's called the SAVE, S-A-V-E, Traffic Offenders Program, and it's a very well-run course. Basically, he went along, he completed this program, filled out a booklet, was given a completion certificate, and we were able to tender that work booklet and completion certificate to the magistrate to show that he has taken proactive steps to re-educate himself about driver safety and how alcohol affects the body. And certainly being a second offence on his history, the magistrate thought that was certainly a positive step for him going forward into the future. In relation to presenting the case, I put forward persuasive oral submissions so my client didn't have to speak, and I really pressed upon the positive things going for my client and tried to really water down and mitigate the more serious issues at hand. Obviously, the fact that he was caught with a blood alcohol reading of 0.075. The submissions were well received by Her Honour. She actually said with me throughout my submissions that she was with me on a number of points and that she was willing to reduce the disqualification period the full way down to the absolute minimum disqualification. So ultimately the result was we got a complete reduction of disqualification down to the minimum, and a $350 fine, and no conviction was recorded. So a really positive outcome for my client. He really does know now that he can get over this hurdle, get back on with work sooner rather than later, and provide support for his family. But not only that, taking away some very serious and significant lessons out of this offence, and he has vowed never to be back before the courts again. So guys, if you've been charged with a serious traffic offence in Queensland, a drink driving offence, drug driving offence, unlicensed driving, disqualified driving, any of those types of offences, then please feel free to give me a call on 1300 941 900, or go along to the website, which is boormanlawyers.com.au. That's BOORMAN lawyers.com.au. There's a heap of information there. If you've been charged with a traffic offence, go along to the traffic law section, Queensland section. You'll be able to find a heap of information, blog posts, charts, videos, a whole array of information about traffic law in Queensland. And then if you would like to have a chat to me about getting us on board to represent you when your court appearance comes on, we'll be happy to discuss that with you. Thanks for joining in.